Yo guys, what's going on? Welcome back to another weekly forecast slash breakdown. And before we get started, as usual, I'm going to quickly run through the trades we took on VIP and then going to sort of look at the forecast for next week. Pretty much this week has been, it kind of ended nicely, but I'll show you the quick trades that we sort of took, or we tried to take at the start of the week, but ended up just missing out by literally like 2 pips, and this trade sort of happened like once or twice. So we started off with sort of looking at it was Monday. Yep, that's pretty much the week. The week sort of is like Monday to Friday. You can see again we sort of just retraced at the start of the week, and then towards the end of the week it was just sort of more of a bullish move up due to the fundamentals and the stuff that's happening over in Israel and Palestine. Prayers out to them, of course. But anyway, besides that, let's just sort of focus on what's going to happen next week and how we sort of did this week. Pretty much we had a sell trade that we were looking to take around about this area here, and our zone was, I think it was about 88 where we looked to sell. But what I ended up seeing is the price touched 87 and then just completely melted 200 pips from there. So here was the look for that. I believe it was here, right here, yep. So you can see we had our sell limits in place, but the sell limit did not trigger, and then price dropped 200 pips. So wasn't really gold as expected, pump, but not as much for us. On to the next. So pretty much it shows that we had the right idea, but once you do get one of those ones, you don't get triggered. But when we do, you know that I'm going to get onto the blessings that gold sort of provides us once it does sort of trigger the move. But in this case it didn't, and we still sort of kept with that bullish scenario. So we've seen price reject, seen price go up, look for that retrace again. I believe we missed the initial buy zone. I think I sent this on the free channel. Let's have a look. I think it was over here where we sent it in the free channel. Yep, there. So the initial retracement down here to 68. Price did not get to that level. It just missed it at 72, so it was around about 2 pips off. But then again, same thing happened. Price sort of pushed up, but it wasn't the end of the world because Friday came and then price came back into that zone, sort of retracement, where I was looking for another zone. I kept 2 zones here just in case. On Friday, price can be weird. Sometimes price will want to take out some of the previous lows and then sort of move up, but it's good to sort of have 2 zones on the backup there, just in case. You don't want to aim too far because a lot of the time they don't get triggered. So you want to have one. Okay, I'm going to enter now. If this one fails, I'll enter the one after. And this was pretty much is the breakdown of this trade. We see that price was sort of moving in an uptrend again, carried on like that. If you can just even mark by this week, and this week for now, because obviously this stuff didn't happen at the time when I was marking it up. So I seen price sort of pushing down just before US session was beginning. Marked my buy zone where liquidity was sort of left over from this pump that we had on Thursday. Price sort of traded back into that. I was saying, okay, I'm going to take a buy, and look at that. It was actually literally pinpoint, like price sort of, actually no, price missed us. This is the funny thing. Yeah, let me get into this. Price missed our position. Where is it? We are here. I sent this in the free channel. Price literally missed us by like 0.1 of a pip and pushed up, another 40-50 pips. And then this is where I mentioned I quit trading. But then what happened is that once 3 o'clock hit and New York Stock Exchange opened, price came back down to take out the previous low and then pushed up again. And then this is where once we got that, another push down again to then push up. Once we got that, then I was like, okay, yeah, this seems like it wants to go up, and now's the time. And you can see what sort of pattern it was making. You can see that there's a left shoulder, there's a head, and there's a right shoulder. And then once price sort of started going towards the end of the day, then we had the news release, and then that's when price sort of continuously pumped up, and that was pretty much all she wrote. That was the 300 pip trade that we took on the end of Friday. So again, links in the description if you want to get access to the VIP, sort of giving you this analysis and you guys getting used to how I trade. be sure to sort of jump in. There's a lot of people jumping in VIP now, getting on board with this sort of nice and easy strategy to get a hold of. So yeah, pretty much all the information's there. But now it's on to the weekly forecast. So let me just remove all this sort of stuff, and then let's get to what I'm thinking next week will be like. So now it's time for the weekly forecast. So let's sort of get everything ready. You can see that price is obviously sort of pumping with everything that's going on. You don't want to be looking for sales straight after the market opens. You want to sort of look and see how that market opens, because we had that big push in. A lot has happened over the weekend. We might get even a gap open on market opens. You got to be careful. Hence why we still sort of got 10% still open on the buy trade, just so we can capitalize up anything. But looking at the daily, what sort of happened is on the daily time frame, this is sort of pulled in towards my sell zone, right? On the daily time frame. Again, I don't take daily time frame sell zones, because of the the zone's absolutely huge and the SL is going to be very big. I use that as a sort of bias that price could reverse around this area, and again we're above the 2000 level, so this is a key level where price sort of bounces off. You can see from time and time again, price bounces off here, and we're sort of pulling back in that area around about 2000 level. So what I'd like to see is for a reversal pattern is we've created all of this liquidity on last week. So you'd want to see, if price wants to turn around, you want to see a swift move back down, right? Back down to these lows, back down to 1960. So the same way we had a big pump from 1970 up to 2000, you want to see the same amount of impulse back down, right? Once you get that, you then want to sort of see that sort of retracement of that move, and then you want to see sort of price getting into the sells and then pushing back down. That's my sort of bearish analysis going into next week. That's what I'll be looking for. But other than that, if price wants to continue going up with everything that's going on, I wouldn't be selling. I'd wait for this big move down, because this is obviously people taking profits. If something good happens, maybe they stop this sort of ground operations that they're doing in Gaza, then you'll likely see people take their profits and see price sort of push back down very, very quickly, just as quick as price is moving up. So be careful on buying high. Always have your SL there, always be a SL at entry if you can, and always take your profits, because we're pretty high in the range now, so I would expect price to start slowing down. So pretty much that's my bearish analysis. With bullish moves, let's see, with bullish moves, what you're likely to see is price sort of probably at least hold around this area, and keep its climb up. If you see this price sort of retrace all the way back down, then just know that price could keep falling. So you don't want to sort of buy on this low here. You likely see price move off of the support and resistance level to keep climbing higher. So pretty much that's it for the forecast. I'm going to keep it nice and short, because a lot of people say that there's a lot of waffling going on, but I assure you all this stuff is sort of handy for a lot of new people who are getting into trading. Everything's in the description, all the links to all the groups. It's your boy Stacks. Peace out.